They are the driest, windiest, hottest, and coldest deserts on Earth. 4 hostile environments on 4 different continents. These remote locations serve as the proving grounds for the ultramarathon series rated by Time magazine as one of the most challenging endurance competitions in the world, Racing the Planet's 4 Desert Series.
It's 100 degrees out, the wind is blowing, and it's like someone's got a hairdryer on your face.
Dehydration is going to be the big issue today. Can't breathe too good.
These rough country foot races, each covering over 150 miles, are the equivalent of running 6 marathons in 5 days over extreme and diverse terrains, with temperatures ranging from over 120 degrees Fahrenheit to a bone-chilling 30 degrees below zero. Those willing to take on these unforgiving deserts will attempt to run, walk, or crawl toward the finish line, carrying everything they need to survive: clothes, food, medical supplies, sleep gear, in a pack on their backs.
Every muscle in my body is aching.
I'm very close to my pain barrier.
It's the kind of experience destined to provide the thrill or the heartbreak of a lifetime. How do I know this? Because I was the first person to ever run all 4 of these desert ultramarathons in a single year, an accomplishment known as the 4 Deserts Grand Slam. I'm Dean Karnassus. I've earned the nickname Ultramarathon Man by doing crazy things like running 50 consecutive marathons in all 50 states in 50 days. I've run hundreds of races all over the world, and this year my goal is to run the entire length of the United States. But I'm a professional athlete. The 3 people you're about to meet are not.
There is apprehension, of course there is. But I don't know about the rest of the guys, but me there is.
An Irish businessman who dreams of becoming the oldest person to complete the 4 Desert Grand Slam.
I've never done this before, but it feels comfortable.
An Australian law student who sets her sights on becoming the youngest person and first female competitor to ever do it.
Just to be able to see these ridges that are carved out in the canyon here is just amazing. Looking forward to getting going tomorrow.
And an American consultant who just started running competitively less than 2 years before tackling his first desert event. 3 ordinary people facing a series of 4 extraordinary physical tests that will give each of them the answer to a very personal question. Do I have what it takes to survive out here in the desert?
As kids, my dad used to just open the door at about 7 in the morning and say, don't come back in the house until the street lights go on. And you know, when you're outside, you just can't help but, you know, get into sports and find things to do.
2 years ago when I got to London, I was going up the escalator on the tube. And you have the people who walk up the escalator on the left and the people who stand on the right. And I walked, and I got to the top of the escalator, and I was like, you know, out of breath, and I was like, man, I'm 30 years old. Like, I've been an athlete my whole life. I can't be out of breath. So then I just started taking up running, and then I was just looking for a race, and I saw the Sahara race online, and I hit enter, paid the money, and was like, I'm going, no matter what, I'm gonna figure it out. So that was my first race. I hadn't even run a marathon before. I hadn't even run a half marathon before. The most I'd ever run was a 10K.
I remember in grade 5 we were asked to write down on a piece of paper what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I wrote down on there, firstly that I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I crossed it out and I wrote that I wanted to be an actress, and I kept crossing it out and like alternating what I wanted to be. I felt that I always wanted to aim high, but I just didn't want to be conventional. Thought this was the perfect opportunity this year to, you know, give it a go. It's my final year of schooling. I don't know, I think I have this idea in my mind that once I hit the workforce, things have to change. My life has to shift to this new gear, going to boring, 8 to 6. Everything in my life, it is more routine. You kind of come out to the desert to break that routine and the monotony.
You know, I never started running till I was 30 years of age. Can you believe that? I had no interest in running at all. The running boom in Ireland took place in 1981, and my mum said to me, our neighbour is running this marathon, would you go down and see him pass through the village? And I went down, and the whole excitement of all the crowds and the banners, it was brilliant. It just caught my attention. I just thought, yes, this is for me. I've got to do this. I loved it. I loved everything about it. It's the challenge of see, can I do it? Am I good enough? Is my body good enough to go out there against the elements? Take on the elements. How far can I go? I think that's it. How far can I push myself without killing myself? I'm 56 years of age now. You know, when you get older, the important things really start to come to the fore, which is your family, your friends, certain values you have, and life itself. I am not an elite athlete. I don't have a special dietitian, a nutritionist. I don't have a training regime from anyone. I'm just an ordinary, everyday guy like anybody else. So it'll be interesting to see how somebody who's pretty ordinary is going to cope with this situation.
It's the bottom of an ocean about 1 million years ago. It's sharp like coral. It's all bleached out like coral.
Rough ground. I mean, you wouldn't put cattle on it or horses on it.
It's seriously hard. I mean, it's like death.
When you decide to take on a challenge this massive, preparation is everything. Each competitor has his or her own strategy for making it through in one piece.
I'm a little bit anal. I put everything in little Ziploc bags. I'm probably solely responsible for keeping Ziploc in business. A little bag that I call pharmacy. So I even title it just in case. Sunscreen, so it's really lightweight, thin. Headlamps. Gotta have 2, just in case one stops working.
One of the most important aspects of preparation is having the proper nutritional foundation. What these runners feed their bodies is critical to their ultimate success.
I will be fueling my body with proper food, food that will help me recover and repair, all natural, all Mother Nature. I have a great array of nuts, macadamia nuts, Brazil nuts, goji berries, so I have a big bag of just nuts and grains. And the Juice Plus Complete is my main source of food.
I'm a big fruits and vegetable girl. Like, all I ever eat is salads, and this is my daily intake of food.
Can you imagine just for a week in the desert trying to carry along 6 pounds of bananas and some celery sticks and maybe a bag of oranges? You know, you just can't do it. So you try to find what are the most efficient and effective ways that I can get good nutrition into my pack. Juice Plus has played an amazing role. It was just the aha moment. Gosh, this is the most incredible thing that I've been looking for, not only for my race environment, but also for my daily routine and just my personal health.
And I'm truly actually believing that if I didn't have this, I'd be feeling quite unwell.
I think because we're putting our bodies through so much that you've got to put in that extra nutrition. Whoever designed this course has a sick sense of humour. I've never seen anything like it. The pulls, the hills, and they're mountains, some of them you're climbing, you know. And then you're down sand dunes, you're up sand dunes.
It's a humbling experience because you boost yourself up with so much confidence to get to one of these events, to feel like you can do it. And then you are in just the roughest, rawest country. I found the first stage very hard. It was rocky everywhere in my legs, couldn't get a rest at any point, and then all of a sudden I start to feel this shooting pain up my right inner part of my knee, and the pain just got worse. You start to freak out, thinking, does this mean my race is over? I'm not invincible. You know, injuries can happen to anybody. It's just pretty swollen. But okay, I'm just gonna get through this next stage and then just rest up for 12 hours and have my leg elevated. Whatever I can do, just gotta get through it.
I got better for a little bit, and now I'm getting worse. Dry heaving again at 55 kilometers, and then dry heaving just back there. Like, I just can't figure it out. It's really breaking me down. It's a lot hotter than it looks out here.
I'd like to find a way to convince myself at this stage that I feel good. I can't, well, I should never say I can't do it. Let's say it's a bit difficult. You know, it's going into the unknown. I don't know. I just don't know. It's going into the unknown. It's going to dig somewhere I haven't been before again. It just keeps finding new places and digging, and you hope that you just dig enough to get you to the next place. Oh man, what the hell am I doing here?
Lisa Tamate is a seasoned professional. She's done this kind of extreme racing more than 100 times before, and even she struggles.
Very difficult course, so you have to concentrate so that you don't break an ankle or a leg or something. And yesterday, the last 5Ks was pretty rough because I was starting to be dehydrated and electrolyte problems.
Lisa and Samantha decide to team up to help and support each other.
Let's go. It's kind of nice having someone that you look after a little bit, but you're not 100% bound to them to walk side by side. But, you know, I'll wait for her if we're at difficult points and vice versa.
We were both crying for our mummies at the certain stages, and I had a panic attack because we were getting lost and I was really frightened. We were really frightened actually. Quite a number of times on the dunes Sam was going, I can't do it, I just got to stop here, and that's it. I would just help her and hold her hand because it just gave her a bit more courage and strength to, you know, you're not in this alone and you can fight it out together.
For their third race, our runners arrive in Egypt to tackle the most famous desert in the world, the vast Sahara of Northern Africa, the hottest desert on Earth.
The soft sand is just an absolute slog. It's just, you're just battling it. You feel like you're going one-to-one with it, you know, head-to-head. It's tough, it's tough.
We're just going to take it easy, keep walking, and we're just glad we're out here this morning and we're giving it a go. So
I probably wouldn't be out here without Dave. So
no, that's not true.
It's kind of like having Dad along, you know, make sure I'm all right. If my dad was a short, scraggly little Irishman.
Oh, you say the nicest things, Rick. Really. Mentally, it's been tough for me.
Really it has. You just want to give up, you just want to say, I can't do this anymore, I've blown up. But you just got to do it, you just got to reach really deep inside.
This is hardcore.
When you say that as a possibility that I could not finish, it seems too foreign of a concept. In my mind, does not enter. Even if I have to go a lot slower, and it's very, very painful. Like, I'll get through it. I'll crawl if I have to. I'll finish.
There are these moments when you're out there that are just miserable, and you'd love nothing more maybe than to just shut it down and go home. What I find is that as you keep going on, suddenly you find yourself maybe on top of a huge ridgeline, this incredibly expansive, beautiful vista with some dunes over in the distance, and it's just completely stunning and spectacular. And what you realize very quickly is that if you just kind of keep going, something great will happen, something beautiful will be there. And I think that's really translated well into life. You just keep doing the right things and you just keep moving forward, that eventually you're gonna find that beautiful thing, you're gonna find that great thing that otherwise, if you had stopped, if you had shut it down, you would have never been exposed to.
We made a good team, mate.
Yeah, we do, yeah. It's good.
For the fourth and final race, our runners face the most harrowing challenge of all, Antarctica. With less than 2 inches of average annual rainfall, this is considered the coldest desert on Earth. Even daytime temperatures here can dip to a punishing 30 degrees below zero.
It's very cold, like quite incredibly cold.
Do you have a strategy?
Yeah, survive. My strategy is just to survive.
Last day of the year, get it done. Everything you got, leave it out here.
Our runners have already come a very long way, overcoming incredible obstacles in the relentless pursuit of their goals.
I call it more graduation than a final chapter, right? So it's, we all kind of started school together, you know, had our first race together, got hazed, went through the paces, and now we got to get through senior year.
I think it started off really cold and snow, then we had rain, then the wind died away. Took my gear off, and in the last, I suppose, hour, it just got really cold. That wind chill that's the factor that really gets you.
Moments weren't really good. Other times, toughest thing in the world. I don't think I've pushed myself so hard. It's very emotional, actually.
An Irish businessman, an Australian law student, and American consultant. Each pushing their limits for their very own personal reasons.
Bloody strong.
She's stronger than me.
Each achieving their goals through preparation, proper nutrition, and pure inner strength.
Okay! Wow!
Each living life to the plus in an incredibly challenging way.
We want tears, Ricky.
I'm too tired to cry.
Oh.
Now they know that they have what it takes to survive out here in the 4 deserts and wherever else life may take them.
We love Juice Plus.
do something and when you achieve something and you do it, then you've got to raise the bar of it. You know what I mean? And where does that end? That's the thing I don't know yet.